Hey everyone, I'm Ultraviolent4 and this is the third game of the month. This month we will be playing a TrMo. If you're not familiar with the crawl acronyms, that stands for Troll of Missing Out. No, it's a troll monk. So if you don't know how this works, it's a seeded game, which basically means everyone who plays the same seed gets the same dungeon, so the same items, the same monsters, same branches, etc. So as a monthly learning exercise, we get to all see how we go, and you can compare your games to mine and each other, and so on. For instructions, if you haven't played this yet, have a look in the video description. I've got a link to the announcement thread. Alright, so that's kind of a scary warning, but I've been told it's alright. So you can now play this on CPO. If we just have a quick look. The one that you want to pick is 0.23 custom seed. So apparently it doesn't like it when you put a seed in your settings file. It makes you type it in to actually tell it which one, which is why I got that scary warning message. But anyway, apparently it's fine. Alright, so we're playing a Troll Monk. It's still a fairly beginner-friendly combo. I don't know. I sort of like the idea of starting off with these Game of the Months being a bit more straightforward rather than going into the super crazy combos just yet. I mean, we'll mix those in eventually, but anyway. So a Troll Monk. Troll is one of the strongest species in the early game. So you start with 30% extra HP than normal. You have Claws 3, which at the beginning of the game is essentially like starting with a +6 slaying ring. It's pretty insane. And then you have fast HP regen as well. So very difficult to die in the early game. To make up for that sort of, well, I don't know if it makes up for it, but to maybe balance it slightly, you have fairly crappy aptitudes, and you also can't wear most armors. So as the game goes on, if you're still stuck in a robe, it can be a little bit of a weaker species, but in the very early game, very, very strong. Okay, so the things we're going to train, not very many. We're large, so we don't dodge very well. I think we're going to focus our unarmed combat, and then we're also going to train fighting for extra HP, and that's going to be it. Before I forget, I'm going to hit backslash. I'm going to go turn on auto pick up large rocks, because as a troll you're one of two species who can throw those. They're awesome. Turn on magical staves while we're at it. I did do that in my RC file to pick up staves, but then it picked up every single stave, or every single staff, even if I knew them already, so that didn't work too well. And then I'm just going to auto explore, because often in the game I manually explore early, but it'd be pretty hard to die as a troll in the early game. How would you do it? How would you die? You got immediately shafted. I'm trying to think how a troll dies on D1. Maybe your very first room has a D1 halberd null in it. Actually, let's explore this bit. So that's kind of bad exploring by the game. It should be checking out this starting room. So you got pillars, so you can run around things. But I mean, I don't know. We're troll, we don't need that. The other way is maybe if you got stuck in the open against a jackal pack, or I guess some weapon enemies. Anyway, the point is, as long as you make it to a hallway, so you're fighting enemies one at a time, with your gruesome unarmed claw damage and your fast regen, you can probably fight infinite enemies, as long as they don't have, you know, daggers of Elec or something like that. But that doesn't mean that we're going to play with bad habits, so I'm auto-exploring, but here's the thing that noobs especially tend to do. We meet this hobgoblin, we used our auto-explore, and now we're going to start smashing the tab button, and we're going to run into the unknown. You don't want to do that, because all this stuff down here, all this blackness, could have extra monsters in it. So you're better off backing up, draw monsters back into the known, so you're not alerting additional ones. I'm not going to bother with a hunting sling. That guy ran in because he was asleep. Anyway. Were there stones somewhere? No, we haven't seen any yet. Alright. Oh, see, there's a D1 halberd null. Well, we're D2 now, and we have pillars. So, a pillar is, say, a dungeon feature you can run around, like this one. So we could fight him, and then if we get hit really hard, we could reset. Which is still dangerous, because this guy could two-shot us. He can do 9 damage plus the halberd. I always forget. I think it's 13 damage. Yes, it was exactly 13 damage. So he can do 22. So he could technically two-shot us, which with a halberd is really dangerous. Say we're fighting him in melee, we get hit for half our HP, we back up, he's got a polearm, he gets to hit us again. So actually, it's probably not a monster we can reliably fight. We do have some potions. We could also just ignore him. I've seen a downstairs. I've seen a couple of downstairs. Alright. Another thing that I could do, if I wanted to fight him, would be to bring him into the water here. Actually, is that a good idea? It's probably a bad idea. Usually when you stand in shallow water, you get a penalty to your attacks hitting. Because we're a large species as a troll, we don't. But if we made the null stand in water, he would get a penalty. But I think this is too scary to fight, so we're going to go down. And we're going to X that stair out. So we can come back up in a little bit when we've got more HP. Uh-oh. We've got more things coming. I don't want to go back up. No, the halberd null is definitely scarier than a bunch of enemies at once. We're also going to just eat all those things. As a troll, you have faster metabolism than normal, but you get to eat flesh at all times. That's a second scroll of something. Good chance it's ID, but at this point, I don't want to risk finding a teleportation scroll. Yeah. We're brand new on D2, and it's not safe to have to go back up to D1. And the other thing which I haven't talked about, so we're playing a monk. As a monk, we got to pick our weapon type, which as a troll is pretty much always claws. But the main feature of a monk is that... Uh-oh, that's Sigmund. Alright, we're gonna have to bail from him. He's worse than the null. He's like the null, but also can confuse you, can go invis and throw spells at you. So given the choice of those two, I think we pick the null. He hasn't seen us, so I think we can just maybe run the other way. Oh, that's a dispersal trap. I'm not going to go down to D3. The ideal plan is to find another stair back up to D1. So we can avoid the halberd null, we can finish exploring D1. And then, I guess, avoid Sigmund on D2. It's a pretty tough start, actually. Anyway, monks. So the first god that you worship, you'll start off with 2 pips of piety immediately. You'll notice in the top right here, we have some grayed out piety there. This guy has a wand of digging. He's zapping the wand. He's just digging. Digging for the sake of it. Fair enough. Is that a goblin or a little dwarf? I don't know. Anyway, so a lot of gods become stronger when you get the first bits of piety immediately. Say you go Trog, you can immediately berserk. I'm gonna die to you. No. Say you pick Fedas, you can immediately get mushroom followers, although I don't know that I'd recommend a troll of Fedas. That sounds extremely painful. Say Okawara, you immediately get finesse and so on. We reached level 3 here, so we get to pick a stat attribute. On my trolls, I tend to like picking intelligence. You already are an extremely high strength species, and you're going to get strength naturally as you level up. So there is some school of thought that you just go all in strength because that ups your damage with weapons. So you just absolutely clobber everything. But I like having as much int as I can, because there are quite a few very level or low level spells that can give you a really big power boost for your character if you can manage to cast them. I'm thinking of Confusing Touch, Animate Skeleton, Blink, and so on. So I like just having a little bit of int. This is going to be a Zin altar, I think. Often he has other gods with him though. It's a Shining One. A Troll of the Shining One. That's not real strong. So the way that you usually go about your gods, if you're trying to win, which we are here in this game of the month, is that the first applicable god you find you should pick. I don't think the Shining One is extremely strong in 3-rune games. And it's an invocations heavy god, and we're a -1 altitude. So the Shining One isn't jumping out at me completely. I don't think I want to pick that one. And the immediate piety from our monk isn't that exciting either. We'll get a bit of Halo, which will let us see some invis monsters. I guess it means if Sigmund went invis, we'd be able to see him, but it's not that exciting. And his abilities don't really do anything until you have invocations anyway. We're not finding any stairs back up, just the one that had the null at it, and we're sort of heading back towards the room that had Sigmund in it. It's not very safe. Maybe we'll go back this way. Our first adder, that's fine. Your first adder is usually extremely terrifying. It's not so bad as a troll for 2 reasons. You've got a lot of extra HP, so you need to take a lot of poison damage, and then your fast regen is actually a counter to poison as well, because it's counteracting the damage over time. There's a stair up, perfect. Alright, this is good. Let's just go back to D1. We have 36 HP now, which is a lot more than when we were here last time. There's a buckler. Trolls pretty much, especially unarmed trolls, always want to have shields. I'd say all trolls. Unless you're a giant spiked club troll, but then what are you doing? Want to have shields, but you're too big for a buckler. So even if I pick that up, I don't think that will let me train shields. No, it doesn't. Yep. Didn't think so. Now you have to find a regular shield. Here's a stone. We're going to pick that up. Can be very legit for trolls to train throwing, although I'm not going to start training throwing just for stones, because we found some stones. Why did that guy hurt so much? I don't know. That one random goblin did the most damage of every enemy we've found so far. Fighting goes to 3. Are we going to fight the null yet? We're still sort of within 2-shot range. It can do 22. So I mean, if I got a little bit more experience, it would be out of 2-shot range. Why don't I try these stacks of 2 scrolls now? If I get teleport, I don't really care. And maybe we can, if we find identify, we can find out if we have potions that will help us. Yep, there's identify. Okay, so we're going to do the stack of 2, degen. That won't help us. Let's go, I'm going to pick lumpy red potion. Potion of magic, okay. Well, neither of those 2 help us fight a null. I was hoping for, say, I don't know, a heal wounds or a buff of some sort. In that case, alright. I feel confident I can fight the null. I don't know if it's exactly wise to, but what I'm going to do is bring him to the water. It's probably better off being there. I can go back there. But this is going to make him miss his attacks. Should I go back? Yeah. Oh, okay, he tricked me by going the other way. He got a free attack off, so that didn't work too well. But my idea was I wanted to be here, so that he'd be standing here and fighting us. So then when and if we had to run away, he wouldn't get a free shot. He got the free shot there because he tricked me, But watch us running away now. When we move here, he can't see us, so he has to follow. And again, the same thing, he has to follow. Back up, he has to follow, and then has to follow, and then we don't get free shots as we run away. So this takes us out of 2-shot insta-die territory. Although he did get that free shot. And there you go, we clawed him and killed him in 1. So, Troll's strong. I would have been much less confident about that if we fought him back when we only had 20 something HP. I do not feel safe fighting Sigmund. In addition to just being really dangerous, if he confuses us, we could just insta-die. We don't know if we have curing. We have 6 potions, we'd just be quaffing randomly. So I'm going to skip D2. We can come back later when we're stronger. Like say when we use this identify scroll here and we find curing or heal wounds. We made it to experience level 4, so our HP is up to 45 now. Let's do metallic puce. That's invis. Well, that would definitely let us fight Sigmund, but that's a very valuable potion. I think I'd rather just hold on and try to keep that potion. Vehement is not really a great god for a troll. Trog arguably is. So you get to go berserk immediately. But all these altars, we've just found 2 on this floor. It gives me the feeling that maybe there are a lot of overflow altars. So the way that it works is you find a temple somewhere between D4 and D7. But all the gods that don't have altars in the temple will have altars around the dungeon. So if you're seeing a lot of altars everywhere, that might indicate that either your temple is a really small one, or it might be, say, a corrupted one or something like that. But the place I'm going is that because we're seeing so many and we're seeing 2 here, I feel like there might be a bunch more around. So maybe I'll keep exploring this floor before I decide if we want to commit to Trog. We can also do a bit more D2. Here's another thing about trolls. Because you're so strong in the early game, I suppose you're not in so much of a hurry as a weaker species would be. So I guess we can hang on a little bit. Trog is a perfectly fine god though. And as a monk you get to berserk immediately, so that's pretty good. It means that our 1 intelligence point would be wasted, but that's not a big deal. Oh, we're right next to Sigmund. Okay, I was just thinking, but I hadn't said it. I should probably exclude the area he was in, so auto explore doesn't take me there, but now it's too late. Alright, well we're stuck fighting him. Fortunately, because we're so close, we get to just start hitting him. I think what I'll do is I'll just fight, and if he does something really dangerous, we can quaff the invis. So you can still quaff if you're confused, or if he goes, I don't know, invis or something, we could quaff invis as well, and we could both just stumble around. How much damage can he do? 5 plus the scythe, so he's actually less dangerous than the null. Yeah, he does 19 damage. So just from straight up melee damage, the null does more. It's just he also has spells. Well, let's start fighting him. We have been confused. Okay, no, I was hoping that we could just sort of randomly scratch at him. But the thing is here, we can be chain confused. He could also go invis. I think this is dire enough that I shouldn't be messing around. Like if he hits us for 19 here, we're in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to quaff the invis, as much as I would love to keep it. So he can still hit us because he's guessing where we are, but he's much more likely to miss us. Okay, and now we're no longer confused, we should just be able to kill him with invis. I say that. Alright, got him. Alright, that was kind of scary. That was my fault for not excluding the area. So what I should have done is use Shift X, gone to where he was, which was here, used E to put an exclusion like this, so then Auto Explore wouldn't have brought me here. That's my own laziness. Now later on in the game when that invis would be really useful and we die, you can remind me. Or I could just go pick the shining one because then invis becomes useless and then I can't be punished. Alright, that's all of D2 now. So I want to explore D3. I have a feeling there might be more altars. We've got 4 scrolls of something. That's a lot. There's teleport. Okay, we go back up. So we've got 3 teleportation scrolls. Could be decent escape opportunity. Yeah, see there's a Kiku altar and a Quaz altar. So there are what? 5 different altars we found by D3. I think it's almost certainly the case that we have some sort of tiny temple. Well, are we going to be going Trog? Alright, what does Trog do? Berserk owns, of course. We'd immediately get access to Trog's hand, which gives you extra HP regen for fighting difficult monsters and also magic resistance. And one of the nice things about Trog is that he's a ammo gifting god. So as a troll, you're pretty good at throwing things. You're especially good at throwing large rocks. Trog will give them to you. So it's not, just because you're unarmed, it's not like all his gifts are worthless. His weapon gifts, worthless, yes, but the large rocks are very good. So, I don't know, I feel like it probably is the correct choice to pick Trog, but I kind of don't want to. Well, I'm gonna... I'll go 1 round of strength. So I'm not going to pick Dex. Sometimes here at Argued you should pick Dex on your trolls. You're large, you suck at dodging, you're never going to dodge well anyway, so just don't even try. Oh, wow, see there are even more gods in here. There's a second Shining One altar. Another Sif Mooner. Okay, I'm going to hold out for now. I still think there's a good chance there are a bunch more altars around. That guy has a blowgun and has just poisoned us from range. Let's immediately break line of sight so he stops doing that. Okay. When we get next to him in melee, he'll switch away from the blowgun. Which is good for 2 reasons. Well no. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, it tells us the blowgun isn't cursed, but now that monster items are revealed to you, it will tell you anyway. But we're going to pick up that blowgun. So that gives us the ability to kite things from range. The other good thing about that is that we potentially want to throw stuff anyway, and the blowgun is governed by the throwing skill. So we could train some throwing now, we'd get better at the blowgun, and then we could use that to throw rocks later. I'm going to use equals I, change the blowgun from T to B, and now when I hit apostrophe, we'll switch between unarmed and the blowgun. Will I turn throwing on right now? I think I don't mind having throwing on right now. It gives us a good way to kite stuff, and it always is an early plan for hydras. We won't talk too much. Oh, we can talk about a little bit about it. So your troll claws cut off hydra heads, which mean, yeah, see look, we're finding even more altars. Hydras are something that are really difficult for trolls to deal with. There's a Hep altar. Hep's a great god as well. Well, the rate at which we're finding gods makes me think that we can hold on a little bit. You might be thinking, what am I holding on for? Alright, let's hit Control O. The gods that I'd probably really like on a troll. Probably I feel like the most straightforward one would be Okawaru. We spoke briefly about how trolls can't wear most body armors. So it can really suck if you get stuck in a robe for a very long time. But with Okawaru, he gives you armors, so you can potentially get body armors. But just his heroism is really strong in the early game. And then having double speed with finesse claw strikes are insane. Claws are already really fast when you do double the speed, and with the amount of damage that troll claws do, it's just obscene damage with finesse. So that'd be probably the main one. A bunch of other gods would work too. I quite like having Maclab on my trolls. You put out so much damage that if you're healing on kills, you can just fight infinite enemies with a troll. Ruse, pretty good. Don't ever pick Gozag on a troll. You have fast metabolism, so if all your enemies turn into gold instead of corpses, you're going to starve to death pretty quickly. Wu could be fun, although I don't think it would be extremely strong. Dith is fine. And your red is my pick for strongest 3-rune god, but it can be kind of annoying with a troll because, again, you want to eat all the corpses, and with your red you also want to be raising them. So I don't know. It's like, am I really just holding out for Okawaru when I could already have Trog or Hep? I think so. That's probably a mistake. We should probably just pick Trog. Actually, is an animal skin better than a robe? It might be. We are 610 for AC and evasion. It's also 610 and it's cursed. Okay, so it's the same, but now we're a bit more of an animal. Yeah, I thought that as I was putting it on actually. This could be cursed. It could have been -3 as well, so that was a mistake to even check. I could have looked it up just by doing this. What is that thing called? I don't even remember. Animal skin. Like that, and it would have told me this item is mechanically identical to a robe. See, it would have told me exactly, and then I wouldn't have need to try it. Now when we find a +2 robe, we won't be able to put it on. That's a shame. All right, so I feel like it's probably correct here at this point to pick Trog, but I kind of want to hold off slightly. Okay, just for a little bit. Oh god, let's quickly go back up. Well, the wizard gives us extra Trog piety. The reason I'm saying that is because, again, so many altars everywhere. It makes me think that there's a high chance that there are going to be even more altars around here on D4. So we might just find Okawaru very soon anyway. And because we're a troll, I don't know, we're decently strong as we are. But no, this doesn't make sense. At any point, you could be shafted 3 floors, and we'd be so much weaker without a god than we would with having Trog. So I think we just pick Trog here. Alright. We're going to pick Trog. Trog welcomes us. With our monk piety, we immediately get access to Berserk and Trog's hand. Alright. Very cool. Our 1 int is a waste, that's fine. Now the throwing definitely makes sense, because Trog's going to gift us throwing stuff as well. What? I set it for 8, that seems okay. Yeah, we're just going to train unarmed combat and fighting all the way to 27 for both of those. Probably not that we'll get there, but that's the aim anyway. What does this guy have? +2 Mace of Holy Wrath. Not too scary. I'm going to read this ID potion off the ground. Ah, excellent. We found Curing. Perfect. A very good time to find it because there's an Orc Wizard here. So if he confuses us, we can now get out of it. Good. I should step all this stuff up so that we're not fighting it all in one massive group. Okay. Yeah, so Trog, of course, is always a perfectly acceptable god. He wouldn't be my first pick on a troll, but the lesson, again, is that you should pick the first applicable god that you find. Because say I was specifically holding out for Okawaru. I'm doing this with Control O, by the way. Or I was specifically trying to find, I don't know, Nemlex or something. We could be waiting for a very long time. You're not guaranteed to find regular god altars until D9. So you could have a very long time without a god. We have removed curse, 2 of them, so we can immediately put this ring on. It's +5 int. Alright, well the game's just teasing me right now. You picked Trog. Here, have a huge amount of int. Well, I may as well wear it. It doesn't hurt me to have it on. Lol. Also, I'm going to do / again. Let's turn all our throwing things on. So javelins, tomahawks. Let's pick up all those things when and if we find them. Okay, let's not get bad habits. Let's not run. I'm kiting back a giant cockroach on a D4 troll. Seems a bit unnecessary. Oh well. Let's not play with bad habits. So here's a D4 ogre. Let me just find that I have a pillar so I can back him all the way back to this room here. And we could run around this. With our fast regen, we're going to out-regen most monsters. We're going to regen almost everything. Okay, well we just killed him. But basically, if he hit us for half our HP there, we'd run all the way back to this pillar here. We'd run around this. We'd be getting our HP back faster than the ogre would. So then when we're back to full HP, we'd fight him again. So we got hurt, we'd do the same thing. Eventually we'd whittle him down. Oh yeah, we also have Berserk. I could have just Berserked him. Well, see this guy, I can just Berserk. Because we're only new to D5, so we don't have any pillars to run around yet. I could just go back up, but I feel like we win a Berserk fight. Cool. Let's go back to the stairs to rest. We don't want to keep exploring when we're slow and or exhausted. It's another ID. Let's do 2 Cyan, there's our heal wounds. At this point we're on D5, we may as well just start reading our scrolls. Unlike a lot of people, I like to just read them so I know what they are. Even if I'm then wasting them, as we just wasted a blink. Amnesia. Fog. Enchant armor. There you go, we've got a +1 animal skin now. Immolation. Enchant weapon. There you go, we've got a blowgun, so it's not wasted. Fear. And random uselessness. Cool, so now the next time we find all those things, we'll know what they are. We're gonna Berserk again. I'm actually scarily losing a lot of HP. So when you're Berserk, you're hasted and mighted. So you're moving fast and doing extra damage. So you're gonna kill most things in the early game. This enchant weapon scroll, we may as well just immediately put on our blowgun. We're not gonna use regular weapons. Oh, actually, that's something else I could have done with the ogres. We could have just kited them with poison. I'm seeing crystal walls in a pattern. It's probably some sort of vault. Okay, well he woke up. I was about to say I'm gonna throw something at the ice beast rather than follow him into this vault. There might be other scary enemies in there. He's poison resistant, so it won't work to try to kite him with the blowgun. But I think we'll just go invis against him. He can do fair amounts of cold damage, 15 per attack. But if we're a Berserk troll, we're probably going to kill him. And when we're Berserk, we've got 105 HP. So it would be remarkable for him to go through 105 HP before our hasted minded troll kills him. There's Nem. Yeah, see, there's definitely something going on with the temple. There are way too many altars around everywhere. This guy is susceptible to poison. Oh, we missed. And there's Macleb. Oh man, see now I'm a bit bummed that we didn't wait. Okay. Yeah, see? My thinking was right. If I just hang on a little bit more, we might find even more altars. Oh wait, no, that was a while ago. That was 2 floors ago. Okay, never mind. Okay, the reasoning was sound though. There's some sort of funky temple going on such that all the altars are just out in the dungeon. But yeah, another reason that I really like McLeb for trolls is that you get access to Minor Demon fairly early, and that's just a super foolproof way to killing your Hydras in lair for you. Whereas with Trog we have a way too. I mean, if we have brothers in arms, they'll also kill trolls. It's Okawaru that struggles the most with Hydras. Because nothing your god gives you helps. I guess except for throwing things. Wow, okay. Well, I got pretty owned at that time. The Phantom blinked out of range and I was spamming tab to find him, and it made me run into the unknown after all those orcs. I'm targeting the Phantom first. He's the most annoying one and dangerous. There we go. Sky Beast. Yeah, he's gonna go invis, but we can put some needles into him so that if we need to start kiting him, he didn't even go invis once, but anyway, if we needed to kite him, then he would have ticked out to the poison. And then make these enemies run around the corner here. Okay, Trog's liking it every time we kill a priest, a wizard here. Same thing. Every time you're seeing orcs, there might be. Yeah, there's Che. Yeah, everything. We found so many gods here in altars. Oh man, there's gonna be a slime temple, isn't there? And I'm gonna get wrecked because we could have picked Jiva from the temple. Okay. I bet you that's what's going on here. Something like that. Here's our temple. Alright, is it a slime temple? It is a slime temple! Oh my god, I cannot believe that for the Troll Monk game of the month, I gave you a seed that had a slime temple. That is insane. That is insane. Alright, well here you go. If you want to play a slime troll, join me for game of the month. Oh man, that's amazing. Alright, I'm lost for words right now. That's amazing that happened. Utterly amazing. My seed picking luck has been just crazy. In the first round, we did what did we do? A Minotaur Gladiator, and then there was just a really early Crystal Plate Armor sitting on the ground. I'm trying to remember what was last week. Last week had a Million Slay. That one wasn't so special, but for this one to pick a slime troll and get, to pick a troll monk and get a slime temple is amazing. Alright, so if you had held on, if you had not picked your god, you could have picked Jiva here. We cannot pick Jiva now because we get Trogwrath and then we die. He'd send angry berserking things at us, which will kill anyone. Would it kill a troll? Probably. Alright, it's bad luck. I didn't hold on. But yeah, here's our slime temple. That's insane though. Okay, so I don't think Jiva is an extremely strong god, but it's fun. And you don't get to play it very often. And a troll is one of the best species to play a slime character, because some of the things Jiva does hurts you. You get less loot, he mutates you badly, etc. But because a troll is so strong, you don't care very much. Jelly, yeah. Well, we don't get to pick one anyway, so no need to be a jelly. That is amazing though. Utterly amazing. Play this seed. Join me. See how you go with the slime troll. We have 3 potions of flight. This new ring is Sea Invis. Cool. I cannot believe that I just randomly picked this troll seed with a slime temple. I don't check either, it just happened. Enchant armor scroll, I think we're going to keep that. The only armor we've got is this animal skin. There's the Okawaru temple. So yeah. But you see, You see how I realized that something was up with Temple? Because we had so many altars around. So I could have hedged my bets actually. Oh, and hey look, we should go up there and grab that loot. That's on day 3. Let's go back up. I could have hedged my bets by saying, because we have so many altars around, there's a good chance that it's a slime temple, so I could have just waited. But I did not. There you go. Maybe you did. Oh well. Playing a seated slime troll would have been great fun. Oh well. Let's do potions again. A brown potion, it's a potion of might. We already have might on tap with Berserk, so no biggie. Let me check this hatch up. I think I haven't been testing the hatches up because I've been lazy, but we can test this one. Alright. Well, Trog's going to give me needles as well, so I don't need to worry about mulching them. This is quite an early wyvern zombie. That's really quite scary. They're still faster than you, and they can bite for 16. But it's okay. They won't follow you upstairs, so if you're nearby stairs, that's fine. But an early wyvern zombie like this can very easily kill, say, a weaker character, some sort of early mage. Yeah, see, look at this. He's just hurting us in combat, even when we were berserked there. New scrolls. I feel like at this point I should just wait for the start of the next floor, in case it's magic mapping. It is acquirement. That's a super early acquirement. Alright. Well, as a troll, you're never picking weapon. You're pretty much, I'd say, especially early like this, always going to want to pick armor. We've talked about how trolls can't wear body armors. So it's usually quite a while in your game until you find dragon armors so you can upgrade. So if you manage to roll armor and get some sweet body armor, it can be a massive boon for your character. You might also get a hat, which is not as exciting, but still extra AC, or a shield is also nice. So basically, we can't do too poorly out of armor requirement unless it gives us, I don't know, some artifact -5 hat. But we're gonna pick armor. It is an artifact hat. Oh god, have I done this? Is it the -5 hat? It's a +0 hat of C invis. Okay, we actually did extremely poorly out of this. That's a shame. A +0 hat isn't giving you any AC, because a hat is base 0 AC. Because it's an artifact, I can't use my enchant armor scroll on it, and we already had a ring of C invis. So that's a bummer. That was a really early acquirement that could have been a massive, yeah, definitely a rip-off. Could have been a massive boost to our character, but alas, does not help in the slightest. I think Okawaru is probably angry that I didn't pick him, and so he probably hijacked that acquirement there. It seems like a classic Okawaru gift. There's something down here that I wanted the ring. You can ditch our +5 in. Okay, we got a protection from magic ring. This would have been really helpful in my last round of the Sudden Death Challengers tournament for my orc. A runed hunting sling, I don't think I really care. Throwing does cross-train with slings, so we have technically a little bit of sling skill. I should probably find out. We have remove curse. I mean, what if that's a +9 sling of a lek, right? Why are there so many bears around? It's a +1 hunting sling of flaming. That's not real exciting. I don't think I'm gonna bother. If I want to hit stuff from range, I can poison it. Like that. Hound, Ogre, Hungry Ghost. And an ant that fortunately didn't block the stairs. Okay, we're gonna go to a different staircase. That was a little bit scary. All that stuff at once. Don't ever go berserk against a Hungry Ghost. Because that makes you hungrier. Also, you can eat. Yeah, you can eat, but just don't do it. Trust me, just don't berserk Hungry Ghost. This is a Ring of Wizardry. Totally useless with Trog. Let's enchant up our blowgun up to a +3. We might be able to do some stabbing, which is kind of funny. Let's pick strength. We no longer care about it. So Trog might gift us the fancy needles that allow us to paralyze things, etc. Because we're playing the stable release, this is not Trunk where there's been a throwing overhaul. So we're still using all the blowgun tech. I think if you're playing in Trunk, there are no such things as blowguns anymore. You have darts. I haven't experienced that firsthand yet. Mencure, very scary enemy. Hits for 25, which is a lot. Can haste himself as well as torment you. If you have lignification potions, he becomes trivial because you're immune to being tormented. He hasn't seen us. Never mind, he definitely saw us. Alright, let's try to get back to the upstairs. And we'll reset. We heal so quickly. He's hasted. I think what I'll do here is we'll use a Trog's Hand, so we've got extra HP regen. We'll go back down, and then we'll just berserk him. And we're gonna have the damage output to take him down really quickly. That wasn't so bad. As an undead, he's immune to poison as well, so my blowgun wouldn't do anything. The other really useful tech against him is that he's susceptible to fire, so if you have a Wand of Flame, that will really hurt him too. Alright, we're on to D8. Let's quickly march through D8. So we can start finding lair now. We wouldn't be going straight in even if we found it. We're definitely not equipped for lair yet. We have no way of fighting hydras, not even through wands or throwing implements. We don't have any javelins, we don't have any attack ones. This ring is -2 strength. We have 4 remove curse, so that's fine to use one of those. If I only had 1 remove curse, I'd probably just hang on to it. But with 4, that's fine. Here's a 2-headed ogre. You see it's marked as a red enemy. D8 is still quite early for a 2-headed ogre. So he hits for 15 plus the giant spiked club and 20 plus the giant spiked club. So he's doing huge amounts of damage. I think what we'll do, I think we're capable of fighting him with Berserk. But what I'll do is I'll soften him up a bit with poison. Actually, he's as sick as possible, so why don't we just kite him a bit while he's still poisoned. He might just die to that, actually. Let's hit him with one more. That one missed. Okay, well the plan was just to poison him and then as he approached and then berserk him. But he looks like he's not quite going to tick out to this poison, so we will need to berserk him. But we can just berserk him for the last little bit and then we should win that fight. Okay, there you go. Blowguns OP, no wonder they removed them. I haven't seen the new needles yet, so I don't know if they're just basically the same thing. Another digging wand. To have found 2 digging wands by D8's unusual. With no other wands. We just wasted a summoning scroll. Bit of a shame. Alright, here we go. We'll go fight the Hippogriff with a wyvern and a bunch of other team members. It's kind of unfair. We are just dying to that Hippogriff. Oh, nice. Well, Trog just gave us Javelins of Penetration. That's an amazing thing to have. Lets you throw them through packs of enemies. Actually, in the new system, all Javelins have Penetration now. That's pretty amazing. But anyway, I'm excited about that. He had a Ring of Magical Power and a Scroll of Blinking. That guy was pretty decked out. What was this book, by the way? A book of cantrips. Oh man. Well, that's an amazing book for a troll. That has your Confusing Touch and Animate Skeleton in it. Well, we're trolls, so we can't use spells. I mean, okay, so I couldn't guarantee that we'd find that anyway if we'd picked Jiva. Because you have jellies eating all your items. But imagine if we were a slime troll right now and we just found Confusing Touch and Animate Skeleton. We would be absolutely set for all time. No biggie. I don't really want to fight killer bees, or do I? Probably not. So I can get to this choke point here, so I could fight the bees one at a time. And especially with Trog's hand, it'd be pretty hard for us to die to poison. But I could also just shut the door here, and because they're bees, they can't open it again. And so we can just not deal with them. Here's a Wand of Scattershot. That's a good way to kill a Hydra or two. Alright, so we're on to D9, where we meet a Deep Elf Mage. Very scary. But that's going to be it for episode 1. So the character's going pretty well, which is not too surprising because trolls are really strong. But I cannot believe that this seed had a slime temple in it. That's just insane to me. It's a bit of a shame we didn't pick it, but anyway, we've got Trog, so Trog will be just fine, even if not as exciting and novelty filled as Jiva would have been. But that's it for now. If you join me in the next one, we'll, I don't know, probably go back upstairs here and then look for Lair. Bye.